First have 5 cusps, 5 lobes. Seconds have 4 cusps, 4 lobes. Seconds have a cross pattern. First have a Y pattern, groove pattern. What's the cusp on the first molar that second molar doesn't have? What's the name of that cusp?
Carabelli.
Lowers.
Oh.
And that's one of the answers. Carabelli, I put it in there to throw you.
You said you wouldn't do that. You said like lawnmowers and
No,
fishes
that's not a
and
trick.
stuff.
It's not a trick. Lower molars, what cusp does a first molar have lower that a second molar doesn't have? Distal cusp, the little one, the little one.
That the lower...
First molar has and the second molar don't have. Maxillary, which is the cusp that the first has in it. Yeah, maxillary. There's no cut. Yeah, there's no Carabelli on a mandibular molar. Huh, sheesh. Everybody knows that.
What cusp that the lower first and the second molar don't have?
Yeah.
Is it disto?
Distal.
Just distal?
Yeah. Yeah, because they both have mesiobuccal, distal buccal, mesiolingual, distal lingual. Distal is the extra one on the first molar. The distal, 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 distal kill you.
Yeah.
And do know on molars, know the names of the grooves. If I was looking at it, well, let's look at this one. This is a first molar. The names of the grooves. Now if I show you a picture, there'll be pictures. Remember the buccal is the one that bulges more. And it has this little Y-shaped crack. So I know that's buccal, I know that's lingual. The extra cusp on the lower first molar is called the distal. So let's name the cusps. Distolingual, mesiolingual, mesiobuccal, distobuccal,
Distal.
distal. Consequently, the grooves are a lingual groove, 2 buccal grooves on this one, 2 of them. Mesiobuccal, distobuccal. All we have to do is make a little distal on this cusp and you can got the rest of it. This is distal. Distobuccal, mesiobuccal, mesiolingual, distolingual. And we know gotta know the grooves. Central groove also splits into the distal groove or the mesio groove, lingual groove, buccal, mesiobuccal groove, distobuccal groove. I know I went fast. Is that starting to zone you guys out? Like, whoa, it was a roller coaster ride. If you don't know it, look in your book and memorize the grooves and recognize. If this were a first molar, we wouldn't have this cusp here, would we? We'd have 4 equal cusps. A lot easier. Now we got a buccal groove. There's only 1 groove on the buccal. Lingual groove, mesio groove, distal groove, central groove if we put the mesio and distal groove together. Triangular groove always lies within what fossa?
Triangular fossa.
Distal pit, mesio pit always lies within the what fossa? Which one?
Mesial.
Mesio triangle. Distal pit always lies within what fossa?
Distal triangle.
Distal triangular. Central pit always lies in which?
Central fossa.
Central fossa.
That's the second molar.
I know you guys, I know you're starting to fade again. It's 12. We got to finish. Okay. So that was mainly it.
That was the second molar.
So yeah, second molar, same. Triangular fossa, a second molar would be the same. Mandibular.
That right there.
Know your names, tooth numbers, 1 through 32. Know your primary teeth, A through
T.
T, A through T, C, H, M, R, the canines to help you get a shortcut. Okay, what I just told you guys in that last almost hour is everything that's on the test, except pictures. But if you understand what's going on, you should be able to type it up.
The pictures are fill in the blank?
Yeah, they'll be fill in the blank. It'll ask you a question like,
Put the word box.
it'll say like, name the fossa, and be specific. You just can't say triangular fossa. Well, if I know your DAQT, dentition, arch, quadrant, tooth. Dentition, primary, always start primary or permanent. Arch, right or left. Maxillary, arch, dumb me. Dentition, primary, permanent. Arch, upper or lower, maxillary, mandibular. If you say upper, you'll still get credit. Quadrant is right or left. Tooth, first molar, second molar, lateral incisor, canine, cusp. if I say name the cusp, and I'm gonna say on there, be specific. And let's say we're looking at this tooth, and I say name that cusp, you can just say distal cusp. Or if I say name this cusp, mesiobuccal, distobuccal, distal.
What else would we say?
Well, what I was gonna say is, it says be specific and complete or no credit. If you say distal cusp, you don't have to say distal cusp of the mandibular permanent right
Okay.
first molar. You don't have to say all that.
You just want the cusp.
Yeah, I want this, you just can't say, that cusp. This one, you gotta say mesiolingual, can't say lingual cusp, it's not complete. But you don't have to name the tooth and the cusp, like that says.
Do we have to spell out the word, or can we put the?
Yeah, instead of saying DL, yeah, I want you to write distolingual. Distal. If I say, give me the tooth number in the DAQT system, this one, you can't say permanent mandibular number 30. That's not DAQT, that's the universal system. No. Number 30 is universal.
What do you want the DAQ?
DAQT is dentition, arch, quadrant, tooth.
So you want,
You don't mix a number up with that. 30, that's why we use the universal system. We talk about through 30. I know what that is. You
Okay.
don't have to say, excuse me, Doc, I think on the mandibular
Right.
permanent right first primary permanent molar, there's some calculation. Tooth number 30.
You want us to say the number.
No, in
Only
the
in the
DAQT.
universal system. If I say, give me a universal number, those are numbers and letters. DAQT is descriptions, names, no numbers.
so you want the lower right first molar.
Permanent,
Say DAQ.
mandibular, right, first molar. Not permanent mandibular, number 30.
Alright, so just lower system.
Don't mix the systems up, they're two different systems. Yeah, so that's just from previous errors.
Okay.
Do we need to know all the other systems, like the one
No.
that has the brackets
No.
and the right left? I mean,
No. No,
I kind of have an idea, but
Yeah.
or the one that has the
So we need to know
multiple
the-
numbers, remember 78 or
The
whatever?
QT system, and we need
DAQT.
to know
Universal.
the universal
universal,
system.
so that's letters for primaries, number.
Numbers first.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks for the review.
You guys are all prepared.
Thank you,
Just learn what I just told you and you'll be fine.
thank you.
Can you give us an easy extra credit, and, like extra questions on the test? Like, what's your cat's
Like
name?
where the alcohol is. in the
I didn't
bathroom.
do that. I didn't do that because Jenny.